and recurring.
Actually, I should have a presentation. I should show you my slides, but never mind. I just talk first before I find the slides. So character education actually is an umbrella term. There are different names for it for according to different paradigms that people have. Some people call it moral education. Some people call it values education. Some people call it civics. Different people call it different names. Um, so, but in general, the some people call it ethics and ethics education or ethical values. So some people they choose ethics, they don't like character because they feel character is it has a connotation of religiousness, and they feel that ethics is more uh how do you say ethics is more global, more secular in that's their thinking. But actually everything comes under the umbrella term character. So when we use the word character education, we mean everything that's referring to the internal disposition of the person. Now, character has also different areas, right? You got external behavior based on what you do, based on your behavior. And there's also the internal part of character, which is what is your motivation and what are the virtues that you have internally, your thinking. Some people consider character to be a matter of duty. Character is just about duty. What's your duty? Some people consider character as behavior, what are your outcomes, what your actions show your character. And some people feel is what your internal motivations and attitudes are. That is your character, your virtues that you have. So when we talk about character, we are talking about all of it also again. So the term character is a very broad terminology. It's not just um, being good or doing good, or it's everything to do with, right? To do with one's personal values, dispositions, attitudes, behavior. It's everything. So it includes your emotion, includes your cognitive, your thinking. It also includes your habits. Um, so that is the broad understanding of what the term character education means. But people are arguing, most people are arguing about what is character. So some people say, no, I believe only is duty. Some people say, I only believe it is outcomes. If the outcome is good, doesn't matter whatever is the motivation. And some people sees in terms of your virtue. So we need to be aware that this is the conversations that people have, the dialogue, in the literature, in the academic field. These are some of the discussions about what character is. Now, the second part of it is what is the purpose of character education? So that's where uh, the more underlying worldviews come in to play, right? So that's just character. Then how to educate for it is different than the purpose of it. The purpose of it is a lot of people also have different ideas of what is the purpose. Some people purpose so that we can live well in society, so everyone is harmonious. Some people think it's because it's a matter of so that we can fit in. We can you can say be useful or be wanted. People want to be friends with us. We can be likable. Right? Some people think it's okay because it's our uh, development of our higher qualities of life to be some God, to be closer to God. So different ideas about what the purpose of character education is also. Some people actually say, some professors in the UK, they say that character is not important at all. Some people, they say that more important is citizenship, to be a good citizen. So you will find different people talking about different things about what character is or shouldn't be, or is important or not important. So since we are conducting this, we need to have that, you can say, breadth about how character is defined, and then trying to see what is it consists of. Then we can look at different ideologies, right? We can look at the Vedic tradition about what is character. We can look in terms of the Chinese or the Western traditions, or the Age of Enlightenment Christian tradition, different traditions about what character education is. So it's a huge topic. I don't think we can cover all of this in one day. It's not possible. But what we can do is we can touch on the salient points, the important points for people to think about. Um, More important is the meaning and purpose of character, how it fits in, not the sake of having character, but in the end, it comes to meaning and purpose. So meaning and purpose is very, very important for anything, any field of activity, not just character, but especially character, because uh, if you have all the money in the world and all the power in the world, then you don't have to conform to anyone's needs or wants, or interests. You can just do what you want. Then they say character is not so important because I can do whatever I want. So that's why the purpose of character education is very important. So the first topic, understanding character education, is purpose, is key because it will set the whole, you can say, scope of the discussions or the conversations that will be there, or the presentations that will be there for the rest of the day, rest of the course, the school, autumn school. So understanding character education is purpose. It gives you the broad framework, and then everything else that we are going to discuss, the role of duty, habit cultivation, morality, knowing the good, desiring the good, values to virtues. All these things are the role of the teacher, and moral exemplars. They all will fit in to the purpose and our understanding of what character education is about. Right? So I can say that understanding character education purpose is the overarching framework uh, for the summer school or the autumn school, and then everything else would have to support it in a way, or get people to think about these ideas in greater detail. Now, if we look at the role of duty in character, so duty is one of the main people that we can look at in terms of, it's called deontology, right? Deontology is duty. And Immanuel Kant is one of the speakers, one of the modern Western authorities for deontology, right? You can also look at Confucius, also has the role of duty, and that's Confucius is the ancient Chinese, and then of course we have our Bhagavatam. What's the duty in terms of? So duty, it'd be good if you can link duty to relationship and relationship to identity. So identity and relationship are a couple. I mean, they are a coupling of concepts. You cannot separate identity from relationship. And once you know the identity and you talk about relationship, then duty is a natural byproduct of that relationship. So a son cannot be a son without a parent, right? Without a father or mother. So the relationship is there. And so what's now the duty of the son to the mother or the father? Same as the wife to the husband, or the citizen to the state, or you know, or brother and a sister. So there is an establishment of identity, there's establishment of relationship, and then there's a connection with the relationship to the duty. So now, what is the primary duty? So we can look at it obviously from the Gauna Dharma and the Eternal Sanatan Dharma. So the shifting identities and shifting duties, and also that is one aspect in Varnashram, and then there is also the the actual dharma, the nitya dharma of the jiva. I don't know we're gonna go into that, but this is the idea of what the duty is, right? So eternal duty to the service of the Lord. So like that, we can talk about the different duties and identity, and then we allude to the fact that there is a shift, there's a more enduring identity, a more enduring relationship, and a more enduring duty. So that fits in also again to purpose, and we can understand how that fits. And then habits is very key because um, habits is involves discipline, involves every activity has got values embedded in it. So the habits that we have um, uh, showcase or embody certain values like cleanliness, for instance, honesty, truthfulness, self-control, um, different values that we look at, right? So these are the respect. So what are the types of habits? So we can either explore habits in the ancient in the Vedic paradigm. We can talk about pedics, habits in to develop discipline of mind, for instance, right? And so why is habit important? Then we can connect it obviously with um, controlling of the senses, control of the mind, or discipline of the mind, like that. Because of cultivating good habits, our mind becomes regulated. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita about these things. So that's one area we can look at in terms of habit cultivation and bearing. And then habits in terms of personal habits, habits in terms of relationship with others also can connect habits in that. Um, and habits in society, what are the habits that we have in the relationship with not just in the family, but habits in the environment, etc. So we can see how much we want to exploit that, but obviously the focus would be on the personal habits growing up. So for children in school, what are the habits that they need to have in the in the classroom, for instance, or at home? Now then, obviously, there is the next one, morality, knowing the good, desiring the good, and doing the good. This is interesting because this actually comes from this guy called Thomas Licona. If you look him up, Thomas, Thomas, Licona, Lickona. He's a Christian uh, scholar, and he's one of the so-called authorities in character education because he talks about virtues. He's a follower of I think, Aquinas tradition and maybe Aristotelian. I'm not sure. But anyhow, he talks about it. So it's not just knowing what is good, but that's the cognitive aspect of it. But the emotional aspect of desiring it, I want the good. I think it's a very important characteristic and quality that I want to aspire towards, and then finally doing it. So if we think about it in the Vedic paradigm, it is thinking, feeling, and willing. So the willing can only be strong if the thinking and feeling are in sync, are congruent with each other. If you think, okay, this is good, but your feeling is not so good, you think because someone tells you this is good, okay, but the feeling is not, I don't feel it's good, I don't really enjoy doing it, then the will is not very strong. So thinking, feeling, and willing can be connected to this, knowing, desiring, and doing the good. So finally doing it because you have your will to do it. The will becomes strong when the knowing and the desiring are together. So we can think of it in terms of that, right? And then now number five, from values to virtues. That is um, interesting because values can be good or can be bad. So a lot of people think just values means, oh yeah, we need to have values. Everybody has values. It's either whether it's good values or not good values, right? Still, this honesty is also a value, right? Disrespect is also a value. So values can be positive and negative, but virtues but obviously here it means positive values. And values can be performance, it's just for performance and not really for uh, morality. So you can have efficiency, for example. Efficiency is a value, but it might not be a moral characteristic. Okay, so we can talk about moral values, and we can talk about performance values, performity, right? So here our emphasis will obviously be on moral values and not just performance values. Then virtue is actually uh, deeper. It's actually a disposition to act in a certain way. It's not just an exhibition of a certain quality, but it is actually mm, it's embedded within the person, and it's refined, very fine, a distillation of what is good, right? For example, purity, forgiveness, truthfulness, things which are which there's no doubt, there cannot be any negativity. You can say it's positive values, but it's even more refined positive values. That's virtue. And it's and it and it and it and it's if you have the virtue, means you are not just showing it, but you are thinking it, you're feeling it, you're doing it, everything. It's everything, every part of your thing is connected. Then the role of the teacher obviously is key here, because students learn best. So we can talk about now, because everyone now talks about how computers can replace teachers and we can learn through recorded learning. So we talk about how values, virtue is transmitted through interaction between student and teacher. We talk about the teacher setting the example, right? And not just the physical personal teacher, but also exemplars in the past, exemplars in society, in the present. Parents are also moral exemplars. All of these play a very important role in character development, because as children, as they grow, they are imbibing what they see, the activities of others around them, and they absorb the values in the interaction. Through that association, the values are imbibed. So that's how all these six topics are there. So now the question is, which one are you comfortable to speak about, right? And then the focus can be around the areas that we talked about just now. Yeah. So, uh, any thoughts about what you just said?
Ram Vijay Prabhu, can you please express your views and opinion that what are the topics you are interested
See,
for?
first of all, we must emphasize upon those skills which cannot be understood or which can't be learned very easily. Like skills like character building or integrity. So these are based on what to say experience, and based on interaction with others only we will understand these things. We can't have a workshop, online workshop, and then improve the character of a person. We can give inputs, but nurturing those things is not possible. So there should be emphasis in that direction. Number one. Number two, the missing factor in today's teaching is what to say the teacher becoming the student. What Guru Maharaj said is that everyone is a student. So therefore, that must be strongly inculcated. Like if the teacher tries to learn with the dynamics, like say for example, I teach a class this year. Some student may find some part very difficult, and for me, it appears to be very easy. So now, when I'm teaching it first time, I think that No. This is very, very easy problem. They will be able to solve. But when you see the reality, the upbringing or the training that the students have received previously, then obviously my question might be very tough. So, how to bring this student within the teacher? So, these two things, if we can focus, I think we can be successful. Otherwise, they'll come, we'll give some knowledge, they'll take it. But the transformation, we at BI should target the transformation. The teachers or the to be teachers, they must not be copycats. They must apply themselves. They must continuously try to apply themselves in all possible scenarios and situations. Like I'm giving you one example. I've guided many PhD students, but there are many challenges. One student does not come at all. One student is always in the lab. So, if I would have always guided only students who have come to the lab, I don't know how to guide a student who does not come to the lab and how to get the work done. So this what to say, in our spiritual life we find this point now, like every day we don't know what's going on. Every day it can be a war. That can be the end of life, or that can be a pleasure giving experience that day. We don't know what is packed in our life. So this open mindedness, this simplicity, learning in the situation, and becoming a person with the student. See, students feel very friendly if their guru becomes very, accommodative. But if we maintain the gap, so how to make the faculty very, very good person? So those things we need to focus, Prabhu. Rest all things are okay. We'll come and we'll deliver some lectures and they'll listen and they'll go. So I suggest that there should be some suggestions, or there should be some sessions, maybe interactive session, or maybe group discussion, or maybe you can say like, okay, how to improve the learning ability of a backlogger. This can be one title or theme. And in that theme, we can try. We can give a problem and they can come out with some solutions and we'll discuss those solutions. So, like that, learning in a group, discussion model, and all these models. Hmm. So, that's all, Prabhu, from my side.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sakhi Gopal
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
What do you want me to say? Agoda Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Rambija Prabhu expressed his view. You want to say something on that?
Hear everyone's view first.
Yeah, Haripad Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, bro. So, as Sakhi Gopal Prabhu told, that this meaning and purpose of character education should be actually, this is the main thing, that why one will follow morality, what is the driving force. So that should be actually, we have to impart that thing um, very nicely, so that they'll understand what is the need of this character education, what is the need and what is. So that is that in our lectures it should also reflect. And second thing is what Ram Vijay Prabhu told, very important, that what is the follow-up method or procedure. It is not that one time we give lecture and they'll become moral people. So it is not like that. So because we have to have a thorough this follow-up program so that they will be our resources also, and later on if they follow. So the follow-up program should be actually very nicely designed so that after this 2 day this conference, what we are going to do with them, how to mm, bring them on the board, and how regularly um, we can motivate them and we can encourage them, and because without practice and without having a spiritual desire, and nobody will be um, trying to become a person of morality. Just like the scientists are saying, some what Sakya Prabhu is telling, and that there is no need of being character is not required if you have everything. So what is the need? So they must first understand the need of this character education, and then if they have enough desire to progress, then we can help them. And what is the planning? So we have to make the follow program. Without that, actually, it will be a kind of one-time business and a wastage of time. So how to tap them for further, and how to measure their future progress, whether they're really taking the message and trying to apply in their life or not. So how much their progression. So this should be actually thought of from the very beginning. So we should have a thorough follow-up program. So that is thing we can have. Rest is whatever I agree, whatever Prabhu just already told. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanyavad Prabhu. Yes, from my side, what I am thinking is that habit cultivation and its bearing on character education, on character. Like after the conference, what is that the teachers they have carried with them and how they implement in their schools. We will have some groups or WhatsApp groups and regular visit to see post conferences what are the changes uh, are happening and what are the things that we are getting some uh, regular exchanges, feedbacks, uh, like more engagement oriented. So other thing that Sakhi Babu asked that what topic suits to whom also. We would like to know that also from Sakhi Gopal Ram Vijay Prabhu as well. For me, I feel that habit cultivation and its bearing on character suits better toward me. Ram Vijay Prabhu, would you like to express that which topic?
So before that, let me share some points, responses to some of what you said.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So ours is this is a 1 day workshop,
Yes,
right?
Prabhu.
You can say it's a 1 day activity where the people who are coming, they are teachers or going to be teachers at different levels. So they are coming because they are interested in character education.
Yes, Prabhu.
And they want to hear more ideas about what character is and what they can take with them so they can use with them in their classroom. And of course, maybe for that some of them it might be a different idea about what character education is about, because they might have a certain idea of what character is. So the in a one-day event like this, we cannot expect that those who come will all of them will turn over a new character. I mean, we ourselves are constantly in reformation of our own characters, right? So the idea is to plant or to suggest to them for their consideration a deeper understanding of what character entails, and for them to ponder more deeply on how they can actually, first of all, reflect on their own character, as well as help their students develop in their journey, character development journey. So not all of the teachers might be character education teachers. Some of them might be teachers in certain departments, certain topics, maybe English teachers or math teachers or science teachers or physical, sports teachers, art teachers, music teachers. We don't know what is their teaching. So in my mind, at least, right, we have to be aware that they come from different backgrounds and they come from different positions of understanding what character is. So it is actually a a day of sharing examples as well as sharing the ideas which they can consider. Now, the practical aspect of it is obviously important because ultimately it's not just a theoretical understanding, but how they can use it. So examples as to how they can be used, for example, habit cultivation. Different, but it cannot be didactic. It cannot be just because we believe it's like this and it's like this, but it has to be shown through some examples, right? About, for example, respect. We can refer to different, obviously, scholars or scripture to talk about respect or truthfulness, right? And how to develop that habit. And for example, what does it mean to be truthful? So, definition of truthfulness. And then how truthfulness can be manifest in our thoughts, how truthfulness can be manifest in our speech, how truthfulness can be manifest in our actions. And different scenarios can be given to just highlight each of these different manifestations. And they can do a short, maybe it's a small group of 30 people, they can do a short group of giving some value, for example, say generosity or humility or simplicity, right? And ask them to come up, how do they define simplicity? How do you define, how does it show in one's thoughts? How does it show in one's speech? How does it show in one's actions? And then that can be shared. So that will take time for them to sit down and think maybe in a group and then share in different groups. Some discussion is there, but it's got to be something which is developing, you can say, a skill set that they can use to evaluate and understand virtues in greater depth. So these are some ways that we can obviously do it, right? The idea of helping a backlogger, for instance, that's not. I mean, we can examine what is the background of the backlogger, possibilities of, because not everybody, we have to bear in mind, not everybody has got the same academic ability. Just academic qualifications or the intellectual qualifications or intellectual ability cannot be the equalizer in society. But everybody can have a good character, whether they are very intelligent or they are backlogger. I think that's a very important point because otherwise, what we are trying to cultivate is a very elitist kind of a mentality, which is not congruent with a spiritual disposition. So what are the qualities of trying trying with determination and giving your best? What are the qualities? If a backlogger is there because he is lazy and is upset with life, or he's coming from a broken family, right? So we have to understand the person. So again, the understanding the connection between teacher and student is very key. So yes, there is still a distinction between the teacher and the student. I know now currently with the progressive education movement, there is always this idea of equality with teacher and student-centeredness, and then the teacher is now just there in the background. We have to be very cautious in adopting such an approach, because then the line of authority is not there anymore. Authority and approachability are two different things. You can be authoritative, but very approachable, right? Where students feel free to approach you and connect with you and share with you and learn from you, and you're mingling with them and helping them along the way, but they also understand that you are the authority figure. So we cannot remove the role of the teacher as a moral authority, which is a very important aspect, because once you do that, which has been done in the West, then it removes character education, becomes a non-existent thing, because it becomes like, why should I listen to you? You are same as me. So we have to be mindful of that idea, which is very popular now everywhere in the world. But we have to be mindful because it plants the seeds for the erosion of moral authority. Okay, but the practical aspects, how they can engage, we have to think of scenarios where they can be discussed and share, and then we can summarize and we can present, for instance, the Vedic model, or a way to address that scenario, so they can have some food for thought, and we can also understand where they're coming from when they present their ideas. Okay, so the whole idea is to actually understand where they're coming from also, and then also for us to plant the seed of, for them to think about something deeper, something which is connected to a higher dimension of existence and a broader worldview. So that's, in my understanding, in my mind, this is the, if we do it that way, then we need to draw, remember the whole subtitle here is Synthesis of Rational Thinking and Ancient Wisdom. So that means we need to draw on ancient wisdom too. At the same time, we are providing a cognitive approach for them to consider the what the concept of character entails, what are different dimensions involved in character education, like habit cultivation, knowing, feeling, desiring the good, and how that connects with the ancient wisdom also. I think that's very important. We can do that. And the definitions of virtue, different types of virtues, we can choose a few which we think are really important. And of course, there's a whole list of virtues. We don't have time to go through all of them. So if you're having a schedule for one day, say from 10 to 5 or 10 to 6, and then we have a break for lunch, say from 1 to 2. So you have 10 to 1, that's 3 hours. And then you have 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, another 3 hours plus, let's say. So that would mean 3 hours before, 3 hours after, or 3.5 hours, say 9:30 to 1, and then the other one is 2 to 5:30. So technically you have 4 sessions. If you want to do 2 in the beginning and 2 in the end, you want smaller sessions, you can squeeze in 6. That would be the max. 3 before, that means 1 hour each. with a slight break in between, and then 1 hour each after that. So 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, then 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. So there'll be 6 sessions, and that will be done. You already have that. So there's no real time for other speakers to come and this and that. They can come to help out in the like be a co-facilitator for the sessions. That would be useful. But if you want to have
Like
other
practical
speakers,
demonstration.
no,
Some
what practical, Prabhu, what practical demonstration are you trying to choose? Do
what you say instead of practical demonstration? Demonstration.
no, okay. I would like to know what do you mean by practical demonstration. I'm curious myself.
The demonstration means just like you demonstrate a musical chair.
Okay, so those are very specific examples if you want to highlight something. But for example, if you're talking about virtue, that's about virtue, right? Say talking about honesty or humility. Okay, what is humility? Definition of humility. Then how is humility, you can give an example, how is humility manifest in the thoughts? Because there's a congruence of thought, speech, and action. Now, just by that example, you'll probably spend about 10 minutes just to discuss that. Then choose another virtue, say maybe gratitude or honesty. And then they in their groups are going to sit down and discuss. That's the practical part, where they are discussing and then they are also sharing their ideas among themselves and then they present to everyone else what is their idea and everyone talks about it and then we conclude about that. So that will take a while, just focusing on one virtue. Say someone is focusing on honesty, someone else is focusing on cleanliness or purity or some virtues that we are focusing on. So that would be the practical, meaning that they are actually engaged and not sitting down and listening to us speak. They are actually doing something and cracking their brains to try to unpack, think deeper, think more deeply about the concept of, say, gratitude or forgiveness. So compassion, for instance, right? So we can choose 4 or 5, but that's a lot already. In 1 hour, you cannot finish it for sure. You can't finish it in 1 hour, right? So you only can choose maybe 2 or 3, and then you still have to discuss other aspects of virtue and values. So one session, if you have it in 1 hour, maybe half an hour, 20 minutes, you're just talking about the basic concept. And then the other 20 minutes or 30 minutes, they're going to discuss and do something and present. In the last 10 minutes, you summarize. So,
Suppose
so that would be,
let us first find out how much hours we are going to give in
yeah,
lecture.
yeah. That's what we just talked about, right? So if 10, you start at 9:30 and you end at 5:30, let's say, that's a lot. That's a long time, right?
Yeah,
So you have a lunch break,
1 hour.
1 to 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, say 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
yes.
So you have 3 hours before and 3 hours after. Okay,
No, sir, right now 7 hour. 9:30 to
no problem.
5:30.
No, no, no. That's 3 hours because you're going to run the in between. There's going to be some loss of
Yes,
time.
yes, yes, correct. Snacks and some interim break. Yes,
No,
exactly
no,
six
no,
hours.
no, no, not interim break. In between the speakers, there's going to be change. There's going to be a stop. So although it's 3.5 hours before and 3.5 hours after,
Hmm.
you just take it as 3 hours only.
3 hour. Yes,
So technically, we are giving 1 hour each, but there's going to be loss of time in between. Okay.
yes,
So 3 hours means 3 people. And 3 hours after is also 3 people.
yes.
And you're done. 6 people.
Correct. Suppose habit cultivation. If habit cultivation can have medical, like good healthy habits, such as to nourish brain, mind, and intelligence. Certain kind of things we
Okay,
can.
wait. So yeah, so we have to plan it properly. That's important. Not just push everything in. we have to plan it properly.
Hmm.
The structure, so the role of duty in character, say the habit cultivation. You have to plan the structure of it. How is the beginning, middle, and what's the outcome of it? What's the primary message that you're trying to convey? And yes, of course, mental health important. The food that you eat affects your health. The
Yeah.
habit when you eat, what time of the day you eat, right? To maintain a proper, right? That food in the different modes of nature. Yeah. So all of that, fasting, the role of fasting in habit cultivation, in self-control, in discipline, in whatever, right? So so if you need, so the say three habit cultivation, you want to include diet and mental health, for instance. Then you can combine together with Dr. Vanaja Kumari,
Yeah,
for
that's what I
instance.
was thinking. Suppose I start with
Okay.
and hand over,
No,
means after
no,
I
no,
finish
no, no. So,
one
so,
habit.
so, no, no, Haribol, Prabu, just hear me out. So, if you are leading that session, then you plan it in such a way that when she comes, she doesn't just do her own thing. She has to know, fit it together with what you are speaking.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So that can obviously, but the plan for it is important. It's not okay. I take one half, you take one half, finish, done. It has to be a coherent attempt to engage with the uh with the participants. Okay, so yeah, definitely. So you can combine definitely 7 and 8. I mean, two speakers in one session. And that can be because, like, say someone does morality, knowing the good, desiring the good, and doing the good. So one part is talking about what is the good, how we determine what is good. Then second part we can talk about now. How do we now we know what is good? How do we desire and do the good? So developing that, so that's connected, right? Desiring the good means your association with others who also want the good, for instance, and then connecting to purpose of it, and then finally doing the good. So that's one. Whether you have two people or one person, it can be done. It's just a matter of how you're gonna split it up.
Maybe both Maharaj can, take similar things. Brajapati Maharaj and Brajendra Maharaj.
I don't know. So how they want to do it is up to them. But yeah, they can, because they are together most of the time, so they can discuss how they can
Yes,
easily
yes.
divide it among themselves. Yes. So like that, not everything needs to have two people. Something can just be one person to
Yeah,
do,
yeah. Like
right? Yeah.
these two topic as we discussed, no? Point number
Yeah.
3 and 4, habit cultivation, morality. Maybe like habit cultivation, I think let's confirm it. 7 and 8. Speaker 7 and 8.
Okay.
Let's confirm that. Rest 5 things.
Okay.
I will discuss with Maharaj. If Maharaj willing to take 4, then 4 can be both Brajapati Maharaj and Bhajan Maharaj.
Yeah. So, but so that's important. This knowing the good and desiring the good and doing the good is the cognitive, emotional part as well as the action part, right? The willing part. So it's like thinking, feeling, and willing. If
Yeah.
you want to share it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is the good
So
area. I'll discuss with them.
so then yeah. So that's then. So then you have one, two, three, one, two, three. You have six people to
The
cover.
1, 2, 5, 6. So let us distribute now. What is the most important sections on describing values education? I think you should take that. I believe that is
Of course,
number one.
yeah. Number one is the key pillar,
The
of course. But yeah.
number one you should take. Rambija Prabhu, what is your opinion?
Yes, Prabhu. Let Prabhuji be the starting speaker.
Yeah, number one.
Okay.
He can give an overall direction and like he can connect many things. Maybe curtain raiser presentation, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I can do topic one.
Then we'll discuss with both Maharajas. um, either four or two. But before that, I would like to know Rambija Prabhu and Haripad Prabhu. What is the
Yeah, that's
topic?
important.
Yeah,
No,
mine, I would like to get into duty.
Duty. Yeah. So let's confirm
okay.
it. So two is
Yeah, online presentation,
yeah. Okay.
duty mindedness, and its relevance to character building.
Then one, two, three are now confirmed.
Three is whom?
Three is myself and Banaja Kumari.
Acha, habit. ठीक है. One is Maharaj and
No,
second also two speakers are required? No.
no. That we'll see later on. It is your primary area. If you want, you can include a young mind,
Ah.
or we'll see that later on.
Hmm.
Young mind is Ritikalam, but we'll see that later on
Hmm.
what to do. Then number one is Sakhi Gopal Prabhu. Number two is Ram Vijay Prabhu. Number three is myself and Vanaja Kumari. Probably number four will be both Maharaj. Fifth and sixth, Haripad Prabhu.
Fifth.
Fifth.
Yes, yes.
Okay. ठीक है लेकिन
Mhm.
सिक्स्थ we will approach Maharaj and Dharmaraj Prabhu.
Devashish Khan, Dharmaraj Prabhu?
Dharmaraj Prabhu will have to discuss. Point 6 is there and point 4 is there. Let's lock 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 is Haripad Prabhu. Haripad Prabhu, if you want, he can include any young mind. So we will discuss. It is his area. He has to see whether he will go alone or he will bring some young minds. Similarly, point two, Ram Bija Prabhu will decide whether he will go alone or he want to bring young minds. Otherwise, mostly 4 and 6 are open. I will communicate both Maharajas and Dharmaraj Prabhu to um, choose which topics they choose. 4 and 6 are open right now. 1, 2, 3.
Aproda,
Yes, Prabhuji.
see, we need to have one open session in which we take one topic and we invite ideas and we will try to make it like a nice story.
Yes, Prabhu.
Like,
Prabhu, it's too short a thing to do it. Huh?
Maybe
no, in the
Rambija.
afternoon, Prabhuji, in the afternoon, people will be drowsy. That time, if you put any lectures, they'll sleep.
No, so that's the part where the
It should.
value to virtue is good part for that time because they are actually doing something.
Yes, Haripad Prabhu, you can, in the afternoon, there are 3.5 hours. Suppose we keep it last, you can stretch little bit more. If we finish all other time.
Not
No, no, no,
last,
no, no, no,
not
no.
last, not last, earlier, not
Not
last.
last.
Think,
Immediately
yeah,
after lecture.
Okay.
Immediately
yeah,
after lunch.
Yeah, so if we start on time
because activity, yeah.
immediately after lunch, if we start on time, then we can give more than 1 hour to
No,
values to values.
why if we start on time? We should start on time.
Uh,
Why
we,
if we
we
start?
must start on time. Then we will give
Mm.
more than 1 hour, maybe 1 hour 15 minutes to
Yeah,
values to virtues.
because that activity they can do, you can see what's the definition. Haripad Prabhu, I can send you some documents on it for you to refer to if you are
Yes,
interested
yes,
in
yes.
to
No, that
get
would
some
be
material.
helpful. Yes, yes, please. You can send me some materials.
Can
Yeah.
can you tell me your email address so that I can you type
My
in the chat? Type in the chat so I save it and I can send you the
email,
materials.
Okay, okay, then Saki Gopal Prabhu, please drive further. What else?
Uh, I mean, so when do we how many people are registering for this, do you know?
See, our capacity is 50 for one hall.
But how many have registered? How many
We
have
have
registered
two
already?
hall. Registration, you see, there will be, if you can take it that I can register 100 for sure. But to provide that capacity also, we'll have to run parallel, one hall with a big TV and one hall direct, like
Oh,
that.
no, okay. No. We can't do that. No, we can't do that. We keep it small better because Haripad Prabhu session
Hmm.
has to be face to face. You cannot have with TV and all these things.
That room is just adjacent room, but then let's keep
No,
a
no.
quality audience.
Prabhu, keep it quality small. 50 if you're all in one room or 40 in one room is better
One room is
than having
50.
100 people for nothing. Yeah. 40 in one room with everybody there and have quality interaction is better than just having 1,000 people also, actually.
Yeah, 50 is good audience for our this kind of school also. We'll keep it 50 then.
No, less than 50 lah. Just nice because you must have a proper seating arrangement. It cannot be square, just square in rows. It has to be together, where they can sit down and discuss. So four in a group, four in a group, four in a
But
group,
there will
four
be
in a group.
online audiences.
No.
We
Why do
have
we need
kept
online
online
audience?
audiences.
Prabhu, no need lah. Why do we need online audiences for?
Let them listen online, and we have increased the price for online. Those who are interested for online, they will have to give the registration fee 499.
Prabhu, if you do online, they cannot take part in Hariprat Prabhu's event.
Yeah, so that is their mistake.
Unless there is a facilitator online that can put them in breakout sessions. If you do that, then it'll be very good. So while Haripad Prabhu is there, then there's someone who is managing the online and grouping them into breakout rooms. 4 breakout rooms, or how many people are there in the breakout rooms? Then they have to in breakout rooms they discuss.
We have people
So
to do that.
we do something, do it properly. Yeah, sorry.
We have people to do that. Our Sanatan Prabhu and
Okay.
our team, the Yogesh, Mona Lisa, our BI Bhubaneswar team are there. They can do that. We have to guide them.
Okay, so if there are online participants and they are
Yeah.
paying for it, we have to be honest to give them the value.
Yes.
Then there has to be breakout rooms where there's discussions. Then you cannot say, oh, they are online, that's too bad for them. No, they are online. We have them means we have to give them the proper value of why of them joining. So breakout rooms are very important for that.
Yes. Okay.
So we have to try. We have to test it out and see how it works.
So
Breakout
would
rooms
would you like to
while
help with all the details to Haripath Prabhu? I will connect the people who will help, who will be doing this online breakout rooms, etc. I will provide the resources to Haripath Prabhu, but you please provide the necessary documents, things, and whatever required.
No, I'm sending to Haripad Prabhu all the material for virtues and values that we were discussing earlier. I think that
Yeah,
will be very useful for Prabhu to he can refer to it if he wants
you
to
keep me
have some
CC
ideas
also.
of.
I will have a look.
Yeah, actually, I sent it to you, Bhuvaneshwar. I mean, I sent you all the files, right? It includes all these documents. Actually, I sent it to you a long time ago. Remember when you wanted to start the school?
Okay. Can you just forward that again? Let me check that.
It was a long time ago. Okay,
Over
so
email.
so
Should I
great.
give my email ID? Or my email ID is already with you?
Yeah,
Akro108.
I know. I know. I'll copy to you. No problem. I'll copy to Ram Vijay Prabhu also, lah, because then he also
Yes.
can have a
Yes,
look if he
yes,
wants.
Prabhuji.
Okay, so good. I mean, we covered quite a bit, so we
Ramvijay
know that.
Prabhu, your email ID can you also send in that chat so
I
that
think
he
I have.
you
I have
already
it
have.
from me. R dot. I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure.
Okay. Anything else, Prabhuji?
I have nothing to say. But
Ramvijay,
so yeah.
Sakhiva Prabhu, you wanted to say
See,
something?
you are saying 2 days program, Akroda.
Yeah.
It is 2 days program or 1 day program?
2 day program.
One day back.
What is happening in the first day, same thing happening in the second day, but it is a simplified manner. First day is for high school teachers, second day is for primary school teacher. Everything else same. Only one is for higher, other is for lower.
Okay,
No,
fine.
but Prabhu, higher and lower means they're teaching higher and lower levels, but
Means
they can be the
high
higher
school
quality
student.
people might also be in the primary school, you know. We
Yeah,
cannot assume that those in the lower school means they are not intelligent.
no, not like that, but we have to, give little simplified version.
No, why? Why? They are same in their education level is not primary school, right?
Their education level, like may not be bachelor degree also, but most of the things they get bachelor degree. The certificate teachers, they are intermediate. As per the qualification required, they are intermediate and a certified teacher.
We need to give more case studies and working examples or tutorials or scenarios or morals or lessons that we learned from these stories, something like that, more in the second day.
Yeah.
First day we can give more concepts. Second day we need to give demos or something like that.
Yes, but the
Like maybe
participant will be different. The same participant will not participate 2 days. Who have participated first
yes,
day?
in the second day their engagement is more like more interactive, more like young kids are more interactive than grown up kids because
Prabhuji,
they are
they are
first
not
time coming
kids.
to see the world.
Rambija Prabhu, let me correct. They are not the kids. They are all the teachers, but they are teachers of primary
Agreed,
students.
agreed. But their scope of engagement is more interactive. The second day teachers need to be more interactive than the first day teachers. If the
Yes,
second day teacher is more a philosopher, then he or she will not impress the primary school student.
yes, Prabhu.
No. Okay. So
Okay.
I understand what
So
Ramji
that
Prabhu is
in that
saying.
way,
But
yes, bro,
Ramji
please.
Prabhu is trying to say that the examples we give for the primary school teachers have to be something which they can use in their classroom. That's why for them, stories are a very good example because stories is a methodology that they will use in their classroom level. And then games also. Games is another way that what they can use to impart certain values. So for example, virtues, right? So when we talk about virtues, we can talk about what are the type of games or what type of stories that highlight that help students to imbibe certain virtues. So we are doing two things actually. This is very important to understand. One is we're not just giving them the tools of what they can use in the classroom. We are actually also trying to help them to understand what is the higher and broader purpose of what character education is, the meaning and purpose of character. Because if they don't get that, then whatever they do doesn't really matter. So the teachers' conceptions of character, how they conceive of character, how they perceive character education is fundamental in this course, right? In this workshop. Because we want them to take with them the concept of what character education is actually about and what they should aspire for, right? The second part of it, which is what Vijay Prabhu is saying, is the tools that they can use so that they can help deliver this idea to their students. So the two parts here. The concept part has to be there for both. Because if they don't have the concept, then they can't, whatever they do is meaningless actually, in a sense. Right? Or it's just superficial. So they must have a very strong concept of what it is. But the tools that they use need to be we need to be mindful because the tools that we are talking about in the first group is not the same tools, might not necessarily be the same tools for the second group. So that's something which you need to talk about to consider. Correct, Ramiji Prabhu? Is that what you're saying? Hello?
Rambija Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, tell me. See,
Is that correct? What I just articulated?
yes. What we should do is we should have two presentations. Same presentation, high end, low end. More examples on the second day, less concepts on the second day, and more concepts and less examples in the first day.
But the concepts are
Is that
important
okay?
for the second day because we concepts on the first, yeah, okay, might be, but the concept that examples will be different examples for the second day for sure. But the
Not only that,
concept,
the examples, the examples have to be like engaging, nurturing, what to say, learning through, games, fun, like that. Second examples. First examples can be like instructional, can be like, easily giving a little higher philosophical concept, something like that.
but we are no the you see the whole idea of we only have 1 hour, so just bear in mind, right? We have only 1 hour, so about half of the time will be on concepts, or 20 minutes, one third of the time will be on concepts. The other one third of the time would be on practical examples or engagement among the teachers to develop certain ideas or to have a concrete development of those concepts. And then there's the part where they have ideas that they can use. Not everything has an idea to be done. So, for example, understanding character, education, and its purpose. That is fully conceptual, right? It is not something for them to experiment. What's the purpose of education? It's not an experimentation of what they're going to go in the classroom and talk to the students. What is the purpose of character education? That they're not going to talk about that. Correct? Same for uh, you can say role of the teacher and moral exemplars in character education. So this part, the role of the teacher, they're not going to go and talk to the students about it. It's something for them to know. They have to feel that this is my role as a character educator. Now, the role of moral exemplars, that is the part where there is practical examples and stories which they can use in the classroom, and we can share with them those stories. But the importance is we have to share with them the importance of moral exemplars. Why is using moral exemplars important in the classroom? Now, how they do it for the higher students is different than how they do it for the lower primary students, the primary school students. So there is a common element to both presentations, right? But how they do it in the classroom, that part which we are going to share with them, will be different for the first day and will be different for the second day. So I wouldn't think we're going to water down the conceptual part, but we are going to give a different example, different focus for the different approach in how they can use it in their classroom. Because they must know the importance of moral exemplars. If they don't know the importance, then they will never use it, even if you give them examples. So it's a bit, yeah,
Fine,
it's a
Prabhu.
bit,
Fine, Prabhu.
yeah. So,
Let's start doing something. Let's review our presentations.
yeah, that'd be good. That'd be
Let
good.
us have a review session because first time we are all higher professors. So teaching for school teachers will be difficult for us.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
So
bro.
yeah,
So we should have a review of the presentations.
Okay, we have only how long? So, uh, a week before 1st November.
no, I think we should do little early.
They-
Keeping to the last minute will be challenging.
Okay.
Maybe next Saturday.
Wow, that's really fast. Could everyone be able to do it in?
No, not this Saturday.
Yeah, it has
Following
to be. It
Saturday.
has to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we have the scope to improve, no? So whatever we are
Okay.
this Saturday.
Okay. Just okay. Okay. Sure.
So this Saturday is 11th. So 18th, 18th of October. And is this same time good for everyone? Maybe little early because Kartik month. That's why Haripad Prabhu wanted 8 p.m. If you do it 7:30 p.m., is it workable, Prabhu? Haripad Prabhu.
No, 7:30. No. Before that, you can do.
Maybe around 15 minute more, 7:45. Just we can start little earlier, 15 minute, because that day we have to spend more time. See, now at present, our Sakhi Gopal Prabhu had reached 12 p.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. It is midnight for him now. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So let's join next Saturday, 18th.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. You have
Thank you.
waked up till midnight for us for a service of Guru Maharaj. Jai Guru Maharaj Srila
Okay.
Sripad ki. Jai Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada
Jai.
ki.
Jai,
And all
Jai.
glories to all these great
Jai,
Sevakas.
Jai
Jai.
Bol.
Dandavat
Jai.
Pranam, Hare
Dandavat
Krishna,
Pranam.
Dhanyavad
Jai
Pranam.
Ho.
Hare Krishna.